there's no way I can cover, you know, what I got. And I will tell you this.
Hey, how are
A
you?
lot of this stuff, you know, that I use here, I've been to 7 different places this year already, from here to Virginia, you name it. And all this will be posted online. If you have any questions or anything, email or call, and I'll see if I can get in touch with you. I'm not going to hit everything I got on here today because of time. I'm going to try to get into some basic, important things that I feel like that we need to be doing every day. Okay, and one thing I always say is, you're going to have guys that can't do this. They can't. Okay, I've got them right now as seniors. Since they were 10, they couldn't do this. Now they can't do this. But guess what? I think every kid's got a chance to field a ground ball. I do. I think with good form and good technique, they have a chance. They got a better chance there than a lot of them do there. Okay, so we're big on defense and fielding ground balls, and we do it every day. There's not a day that doesn't go by and that it's not coached here. Okay, and we've been pretty successful defensively over the past 5 or 6 years. First thing, pre-pitch stance, and I'm going to go through this real quick. This is all I hate to see, worse than anything. And when I go, and I'll be honest, some of you have probably seen me. I'll stop by WCWA and watch a game, and I don't want a soul there. Okay, I just stop by to watch. But one thing I do see a lot of is the ball, pitcher's getting ready to release the ball, and here's this infielder. Okay, and it's because when I grew up, I was taught get down and ready. Well, that's what down and ready means to me. So I'm gonna get there. Okay, that we've got to understand that being down and ready puts them in a bad position, because very seldom is a ground ball going to be hit right at me. It's at least going to be hit one step to my right or left. So if I'm here, first thing I got to do to move that way is this. I've wasted movement. We're going to be athletic upright. Knees slightly bent, athletic upright. The second part is, this is real important to me. I stay on my guys about it all the time. Is the gloves. They will not get a ground ball in this program here until I see the palm of the glove. Till I see the palm open, they don't get a ground ball. And if it takes me too long, then their legs will remind them that this is what we do. Okay? And it's important to me because I see at your age a lot of flippers, because they start their glove here, and when they go to field the ground ball, they're going to flip. And when they flip, the body takes over. If I take my glove here and flip it, because of momentum, guess where my glove's going to go? Right up under my legs. It's going to be back behind my eyes. So we're going to talk about always carrying it on our hip, palm open. I don't care if they hold it on their thigh, as long as I can see that palm, because from here to field a ground ball, all I've got to do is extend my glove hand. That's all I've got to do now. I don't have to worry about anything else. Okay? So we're real big on that in our pre-pitch stance. Feet moving, we don't ever want dead feet, okay? We're always going to talk about our feet moving. And at the top of the sheet, and this is something I didn't get till I was late in my career, okay? But it really helped me become a better infielder. Is always remember that when you field a ground ball, it is fielded with your feet and your eyes. Your glove does nothing but catch the ball. That's all it does. But a lot of times we teach so much with the glove, we forget the feet and the eyes. I can tell you this, if the feet and the eyes are in the right place, the glove's probably going to be in the right place. The glove can be there, and the feet and eyes not be there, and you're in a bad position. So we are big on making sure we get our feet and our eyes into the right spot. What is the right spot? We look for 2 hops, short or big. That's what we want, short or big hops. And we really work hard to get that. And a lot of my guys now realize when they don't get that short hop, well, they make the adjustment of going to get the baseball. Because, you know, the second part of that is when we're starting to field the ground ball, you will never hear us here say get around the baseball. Because again, I think what we say verbally, a lot of kids take it as exactly what you say. And if you tell me to get around the ball, okay, this is what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to work around it. I'm going to start working a circle, and I'm going to be late. Always say get outside the baseball. Baseball's hit right out, get outside of it. I've got the same angle you've got, okay, of fielding that ground ball if you work around it. So we never talk about getting around the baseball. We just want to get outside. Once we get outside the baseball, now, because we drilled so much, short hop, big hop, guess what they're going to do? They're either going to go get it, or they're going to sit and get the big hop. Because we've trained them so much now that we want short hop, big hop. I don't have to say charge the baseball. Because I look at a lot of kids, and when I say charge the baseball, first thing they do is charge it. They're out of control. So now they can't get their feet set, their eyes in the right place, all that good stuff. So we work backwards. And it's like Mike said in hitting, a lot of times the way you fix things is look back to whatever comes before that, because a lot of times that's where we've made the mistake. We haven't coached that correctly, and that's why you'll never hear us say, charge a ground ball. Okay? We may tell a kid, you sit back on that one a little bit, but it all reverts back. Could he have gotten a short hop before the big hop? And then that's something the kid has to figure out. Okay? And they will. They'll figure it out. If you do it enough, eventually they figure it out. I think we overcoach. A lot of times we overcoach things instead of, again, letting that kid figure some things out, because once they figure it out, they're probably going to be okay. Once we get to the ball, now we just talk about fielding a ground ball in a good stance. Here's all I check for. A lot of people you're going to hear heel to toe, okay? If you watch Derek Jeter field a ground ball and you stop it, his feet are almost straight across. Pretty good infielder. His feet are almost straight across. So is that wrong? Absolutely not. The only thing I really watch for my kids is too much depth with their arm side foot, okay? Just too much depth. Is this too much depth? I don't think so. Not if that kid's comfortable, okay? Is this too much depth? If he's comfortable, let him field it. What I can't have is arm side foot in front of glove side foot. That's all I can't have. If I get this position, we got to correct it. Okay, and the reason is he's not going to get nowhere near the glove hand extension. He's going to get with the arm side foot forward compared to the glove side foot. So that's our big checkpoints there. Then, when I get a new infielder that really working, my older guys won't do it as much, is then I'm going to put them in a bad fielding position, and then I'm going to put them in a good fielding position. And what I mean by that is you can take a kid, put him elbows on knees, only time, and I always tell them, it's the only time you'll ever be allowed to put your elbows on your knees, okay? Elbows on knees. And I want you to put all the weight on your heels. This is what they're going to do. They're going to feel that. And then I'm going to say, rotate the weight to the balls of your feet. They're going to do this. Then I'm going to go back to the heels. Then I'm going to go back to the balls. What I did is I put them in a bad position and a good position. Again, they have felt that position. Now, we never want to be on our heels. Okay, you felt where it's at. Now you've got to, from here on out, make the adjustment. And always do this. If I put them on the field, extend your glove hand out in front. Okay? And we lay the glove down, or draw a line right at the tip of your glove. Now, get the weight on the balls of your feet and extend. I got that much further out just by getting the weight on the balls of my feet. So now my glove hand extension is in a good position. And when they feel that, again, the right way and the wrong way, they've got a better chance than you telling them, because a guy told me one time, he said, you can coach all you want to coach, but it's not about what you know or I know, it's about what that kid knows. If he don't know it, it don't matter what you know. He's got to know what you're talking about. And I tell my guys all the time, you don't ever leave here if you don't understand something without asking. Because most of the time, as the coach, and I know we all have it, that when you tell a kid something, they're going to go, yes, sir. Do you understand? Yes, sir. They're going to agree. Okay? Because they don't want to be the guy to raise their hand that it may be a dumb question. They don't want to be that player. So they're not going to answer in front of a whole group. My guys don't do it. I can tell you that right now. I'd be willing to say all these high school coaches here, they're not going to ask them in front of the team. So please make sure that they understand what you're talking about, or you're never going to get it. And you have to word things differently. You know, the way I word things may be a little bit different than somebody else words it. And that may work for one of my kids. So I try to change the verbiage. You know, as long as it means the same thing and that kid understands it, I don't care how I say it. But once we get in our fielding position, we got glove hand extension. Okay? Big thing I talk about here is I want the fingers, and this is early, I want the fingers digging the dirt. The fingers of the glove digging the dirt. Okay? And what I mean by that is we got a relaxed wrist, fingers are digging the dirt. Because I've worked with enough of these small kids, when they go to field a ground ball, first thing they're going to do is this right here. They create their own lip for the baseball to get in. So we talk a lot about fingers digging the dirt, fingers down, okay? Our glove hand is always going to be on the glove hand side of the body, okay? It should always be on the, if it gets on the arm side of the body, okay, I start taking the pocket away from the ball. So we always tell, in reality, we want to field one off the instep of our glove side foot. We want to be right here when we field a ground ball. Am I going to get some here? Yeah, I'll get them there, okay? But if we teach the glove side foot off the instep, then we've got a good chance to get it somewhere from the center of the body to the glove side foot, and that's where we want to be. Cover hand, just cover the glove. Okay, you know, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't talk a lot about the cover hand, because a good infielder can field it and never cover it. He can work his feet through it and keep his hands going, he'll never even use it. And I'll show you a drill, we do it every day, or every other day, but we never even use our cover hand, if they've got good form. Now, only thing the cover hand does, for me personally, is if you get that in between hop and getting out of the glove quickly. That's all it's really used for. This alligator mouth that people use, this is uncomfortable to me, okay? So why teach? I just say cover the glove. You're gonna get this. Is that covering? Yeah, it's covering, because when the ball goes in, his hand's naturally gonna do that. I don't say get that fingers in the glove, because when we teach this, a lot of times they do this early, and then they can't throw because that finger's broke or jammed a little bit, and they may not be very tough. I don't know, okay? You know, some kids are like that, but don't get your hand in your glove too early, okay? Once we feel, okay, I don't talk a lot about funneling, okay? A lot of people talk about funneling into the body. We want 2 hops. We want short or big hop, so we're never gonna funnel. Guess what's gonna happen on that in-between hop? Either they're gonna figure it out, they're going to kick enough ground balls that you put somebody else there, or they're going to learn to make the play, okay? Because you've drained so much in their head, that's not a hop you want to field. It's a hard ball to catch. But yes, it's going to happen, and yes, they're going to put themselves in that situation, but I will guarantee you, if you teach the short hop and the big hop, they'll figure the in-between out. Sooner or later, they're going to. Or they won't be playing, okay? It's a simple game. You got to produce the play. After that, we talk about short hop, big hop, and I'm gonna hit some drills real quick that we do. We do 2 sets of drills. We have what we call day 1 drills, day 2 drills, okay? Day 1 drills, everything's off of our knees. Day 2 drills, everything's off of our feet. Day 1 drills, we do 2 knee drills, okay? If you can hit fungos, great. If you can't, so be it. They're partnered up here. This takes us about 9 to 11 minutes to get through, and it's on their own. They know these drills, they do them every day. First one is short hop drill, okay? Big thing with a short hop drill. All we want to do, there is no cover hand here, okay? It's all one hand. We're on 2 knees, we're gonna get short hops, and we're gonna work. Here's all I tell them about the fingers. The fingers can never come up above parallel with the ground. The fingers come up above parallel with the ground, they're not working through it, because my wrist can be relaxed. That short hop, I can work through it. Ball will stay in there, because that's all I have to do. And plus, I've still got my fingers down to create that pocket, okay? So we do a short hop. We will do 10 apiece. Then we're gonna turn, we're gonna go to forehand. So we're gonna turn this way, okay? Now, here becomes the problem probably with 9 and 12-year-olds. Who's gonna throw the short hop? Because you're gonna have balls over there, back there. You're gonna have them everywhere. Well, if that's the case, put 3 down. You do all the tops, go 1, 2, 3, come back, 1, 2, 3. Again, they're getting something out of it. Okay, so we go forehand, and again here we're working on getting it out and working through it. All shorthand, working through it. We're gonna turn, we're gonna go backhand. On the backhand, one big thing we talk about with our guys, because again it's some visual they can see, is we want to check the time on the watch and we never take it off. Okay, so in other words, when I start this backhand, I'm gonna start so I can see the time on my watch. From here, I'm never gonna break my wrist. My feet and my arm is gonna field this ground ball, and I'm gonna work through it this way. Because what happens is, when they start with their fingers pointed down, as my arm starts forward, watch the fingers come off the ground. Okay, now watch the fingers stay on the ground. Okay, so you stay through that ball a little longer when you're in this position and you don't break your wrist. And it's funny because I had a kid last year named Peyton Honeycutt that's at Naval Academy, a pretty good infield. He was having trouble his sophomore year with the backhand, and I don't know why, I hadn't really noticed it, but that was his only problem, is when he attacked that backhand, he attacked it here, so as he started, where did it always hit? Right tip of the glove, it'd fall right here, roll there. But when he learned to really keep his arm working, not break the wrist, he became a better fielder with his backhand. and gained a little more confidence there. We'll do the backhand, then we do the one they like. They love this one. Your kids will like it. How many of you have kids dive and catch ground balls in practice in the game? It happens, don't it? I do. But you know what? How many times have you ever worked on them catching that ground ball, getting off their feet, getting their feet set, and getting a good position to throw? We don't. Okay? So we do this off 2 knees. I'm going to be right here. The only key point is my infielder has got to get on his belly. So all I want to see him do is get on his belly. Okay? From this position, guy rolls it here, I'm out, I'm on my belly. From this position, I want to see how quick they can get up, get their feet set, and get the ball out of glove. Okay? That's all we're working on. I roll a ball, he can't get to it, it goes in the outfield, guess what? He gets back on his knee, and I roll the next one, we leave that one, we'll get it in a minute. We're not going to worry about it, because that's going to happen. Okay? They absolutely love to do that. We do it 5 times a piece, and we'll do it 2, 3 times a week, and they love it. Okay? And again, that's keeping the fun in the game, because we can get very stale ground ball, ground ball, ground ball. Let them have a little fun. That's a play that's going to happen. Why not work on it? So we do our 2 knees. Following day, everything's done off of our feet. Okay? We get on our feet. The first one we're going to do, they're going to do 10 apiece. Okay? And this is where I'm going to get into breaking the hands and throwing a little bit as an infielder. They're going to do 10 apiece, 1 hand. Okay? Partner's going to roll me the ground ball. Okay? I'm going to roll it. Now, understand this terminology. I use the terminology skate. Okay? When I talk about my feet, I use terminology skate. You're going to hear click step. Okay? There's other things you're going to hear. Okay? I use skate. They're all the same. The only reason I don't use click step is because I never want this. I never want the feet coming all the way together. And a kid may take that literally and click his feet. I don't want his feet coming together. So we use skate. But we're going to go 1 hand, 5 skates. Never going to break the ball out of our glove. We're only going to use 1 hand. Partner rolls it to me. As I work through it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go back. Okay? Now, a lot of people say, why do you do that? Because I don't even know the percentage. I'll tell you it's over 90%, more than 90% of all throwing errors are from right here. It's not here. It's because this wasn't in a good position. And notice that when I was skating, I'm here. I'm athletic. Okay? That's where I'm going to throw from. When I see infielders do this, they're in trouble. They're going to throw more away than they are on target. So we use 5 skates. Again, that's what I'm coaching. What if they kick that ground ball there? So be it. I'm going to find out what I need to coach in that and coach it hard that day. Okay? And if it's 1 kid on his skate, if it's 1 kid on glove extension, and we have that on our practice plan. That's what I'm concentrating on with that kid today, because every kid's a little different. But you just concentrate on whatever you need to concentrate on there. Then we're going to go 10 hands, both hands. So now we're going to field it. This is where we're going to break. Field it, and we're going to skate. Okay? 5 skates. Again, if you ask me right now, or I ask you the question, what is very important to me right now? You're probably going to say that they stay in an athletic throwing position. Because we've just skated about 50 times. And all 50, I expect the knees to be bent and them in an athletic position. If we do that enough, now when they get in that game, they field that ground ball, they're probably going to be in that position. Okay? Because again, we do it so much over and over again in different ways. Then we're going to go 5 forehands. And on the forehands, okay, we talked to them a little bit about how they turn. Are they going to turn inside? Or are they going to turn glove side? Okay? A lot of that's according to who the kid is. What type of athleticism they have. Okay? And that's something you just have to figure out. The key is we want that forehand fielded out in front of our glove side foot. But we're going to work the forehand. Again, ball goes in the outfield, leave it, go to another one. Okay? I think we take too much time sometimes worrying about a ball out there. Let it be out. We'll get them all in a second. Then we're going to go 5 backhands. And on the backhands, and all these are rolled by their partner. On the backhands, this is where you can either concentrate one day on one, or you can let them do any. Backhand versus rake, which we did off 2 knees, which the rake is, it's that ground ball that you could possibly get in front of, but you may be a little late, but it's not one that you're running at. It's that ball, I can get here and get my feet to it, but I may have a tough time getting here that I get to it. Now, all I'm going to do is keep my feet moving, and I'm going to rake through that ball. Okay, that's the rate. Now, there's also going to be times that they field that backhand, glove side foot forward. There's going to be the time they field arm side foot forward. We work on them all. Today we may say backhands all, arm side foot forward. They got to set it up that way. That's their job, to set it up that way. But it gives them an opportunity to work on it multiple times and for us to coach it. Slow rollers. We work on these a lot. Now with your guys, the only thing I can tell you about a slow roller is the big thing is if they don't bend their knees and show a little bit of athleticism, they're never going to field it. I mean, I've got guys right now, and if you watch your guy rolling a slow roller and tell them to field it, most of them are going to field it right here. Okay? Because they haven't been taught and they're not comfortable of getting out through the baseball. You still want it off your glove side foot out in front. Now, that's with one hand. I make my guys do slow rollers working with two hands. Now, which one are they going to do? They're going to do the one that's easier and better for them. They're going to figure that one out. I don't have to. They know which one that they're more athletic fielding or that they feel more comfortable fielding, but I'm never going to allow my guy to field a slow roller with his glove hand here, ever. Okay? It's always, that's one coaching point. It's got to be out front. There is no ground ball that we're going to field behind our eyes. We want all of our glove out in front of our eyes at all times, whether it be a forehand, whether it be a backhand. Even a backhand, still going to field it in front of my eyes. And I think that's probably, you know, some teaching points that you've really got to stress to your young kids, okay? And then again, you got to pick and choose what's most important for your group. Breaking the hands, I want to go back to that real quick. Breaking the hands on a ground ball. Key here is get ball in and out into a natural throwing position, okay? If that guy breaks his hands when he fields a ground ball and it starts here, that's something we want to correct, okay? Because he's going to probably tend to be a little late and ball sell on him, okay? We want to get the ball out, okay, to be a little more consistent with our throws, a little more arm strength. So when we field that ground ball, as we field it and we start our skate, we're going to break. And I like that. We use break from our right chest, okay? Our throwing side chest. That's where we want to break from. Okay, if we break in that area, we're probably going to be okay and get out the glove okay. The guys that start breaking at their belly button, here, they get a little long. Little thumb to thigh, high to sky, pitching used a lot. Okay, that's what they'll tend to do as infielders. Leg becomes real long before an infielder. Okay, we want to be short out the glove there as quickly as possible. Now, one thing we force our guys to do in practice is when we throw across the diamond, if you're throwing across today, then we may say, okay, for the next 10 throws, we got a rule because we're always teaching them when they throw, they have to stay with the baseball till the first baseman catches it. Once he catches it, and they pull around and they come back. All we're forcing them to do is keep their feet moving. That's it. But now it gives them something visual because they can't stop it till that first baseman catches it. Last 5 minutes, we may say, okay, now throw, bad throw, you fetch. So in other words, now they're going to throw, follow, that guy misses it, guess what? They keep on going. They go get it. Okay? You know what? Their legs are going to remind them pretty soon, I better make a good throw over there because I'm going to get tired of running over there. Now, we don't do it long because I think if you did it too long, you're going to have little Johnny that he might as well stay over there. Okay? It's just going to be too much for him. But it really challenges our infielders. The second thing we like to do a lot of is compete. And I don't care how you set it up. You can set it up however you want. Compete, 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 compete. I'll take my shortstop, my first baseman, and I got a kid plays first right now, Jeremy Shellhorn, pretty good hitter, okay, going to Charlotte to play. He absolutely loves to take ground balls at shortstop. Guess what? Go take them. But what's it hurt to put your first baseman in short? Understanding that left-handed throwing first baseman is never going to play short. Let him take ground balls. If he enjoys it, guess what he's probably doing? Getting good work in. If he's having fun. So we'll put those two groups together, do a short fungo mass with two groups, third baseman and second baseman, first baseman and shortstop. You bobble it, you kick it. We're going through 30 balls. You bobble it, you kick it. It's -1 for your team. Team with the most minus points at the end, I don't know. They got to pick all the balls up or something. You reward the other team. But we compete as much as we can with our ground balls, okay? Last thing, and I do want to hit this real quick. I didn't get to it with the other group. But I know, you know, I go to a lot of clinics and all, and it's something that you don't see a lot. And your kids probably like to turn double plays. They do, okay? I can't tell you the last clinic I've been to that they talked about footwork around the bag. Now, I'm going to talk about the footwork from the second base side because it's probably a little harder than any other thing. First thing on a double play is if I am the guy taking the feed, first rule of thumb we have is you can't be late. You've got to get there early. You can't be too early to the bag. So therefore that goes back to our positioning, right-handed versus left-handed hitter, whatever you've got, get to the bag early. Okay, and I've got some young guys that they still want to start here and then attack the baseball moving. We want to get to the bag. Now, when we get into the bag, we always talk about a left foot lead. Now again, there's multiple ways that you can work your footwork around second base, and I'm just going to show you a few. Then what I do is I put a clock on my middle infielder. Whichever way he can turn it the fastest or he looks more comfortable at, that's the way he's going to turn it. Okay? Don't matter to me, because if he's uncomfortable doing it, and that's the way I want him to do it, but he's slow getting it there, I'm defeating the purpose. Okay? I want him to be comfortable in the fastest way that he can do it. First thing we're going to do is get to the bag early. This is the second baseman. We get there early. First thing we want to do is we're going to have a slight lead with our glove side foot, which is our left foot. We're going to lead with. Biggest thing I see is the kids get here and this is the position they're in. We never want the ball, turning the ball from second base to come below our shoulders. We don't want this. We want this. In and out quick. And I know I heard them talking over there in the throwing part earlier, about the drill. Use it to deflect. That's what we want to do. Okay? You can take, and I heard Coach Hicknight talk about a hitting drill with some, guys, there's many ways. We take ping pong paddles. You can take a ping pong paddle, it's got a handle on it, put it on a kid, put tape around it, put a band on the back, have him slide his hands through it. Have him work on turning double plays with that. Okay? He's going to learn real quick to deflect the ball. But we're going to lead with our left foot, and I'm going to show you two ways real quick. First way is we're always going to attack the ball with our arm side foot. Okay? This foot is just at the bag. Again, we know bag present. I always get my chest square. If the ball's thrown right at me, we can work one of two ways. I can work arm side foot into the ball, catch, drag, step, throw, okay, which all goes in one motion, or lead with the foot. As the ball's coming, it fits right at me. Now I'm going to attack it with my glove side foot, but I'm going to open arm side foot up so that when I catch, all I'm going to do is step off the bag. I got an infielder right now, a young guy, who wants to do this. He wants to gain ground with the right foot. You're protected. Remember that. Stay right here. Fast feet around the back. Fast feet around the back. Okay? He's got to go directly into that back. As long as I'm right here, I'm okay. Okay? So we teach a lot of fast feet. Now, if I lead with my left foot, I'm always expecting a bad throw. I get a throw off the back side of the bag. Okay? What you see this a lot of times. All we're going to do is attack it with our arm side foot. We're here, attack. I still hadn't touched the base. I catch, step, there's the base, I throw. Okay, again, I'm protected. Kids got to go straight into the bag, can't go through it. Okay, if it is a throw, probably the hardest one for the second baseman. And why it's so hard is because they worry about that out before this out. All we want to do is catch the ball before it gets to the runner. That's like a point that I try to make to my second. Catch it before it gets to the runner. So basically what he's going to do is attack it with his arm side foot, drag, catch. Okay, now I've cleared the runner, but I've never let the ball get to the runner. Okay, a lot of guys want to do this. Well, that's when the ball hits the runner and kicks off. Okay, we always want to try to catch the ball before it gets to the runner. Okay, I know I flew through that, guys, and I'm sure all coaches did. I appreciate your attendance today. If you have any questions, please make sure you ask. All this stuff